So if two lines, say L1 and L2, if they intersect, then you can have two bisectors, say B1 and B2. Okay, so because the angle made are 2. So that means you will have two bisectors. Now the question is how to find out the equation of the bisector. If I give you the equation of these two lines, say L1, the equation I give you as A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equal to 0. If this is the equation of one line given to you, and the other equation that I give you is A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equal to 0. If these two equations are given to you, then how will you find out the equation of the bisector of these two? You have to remember this formula, that the equation of the bisectors of L1 and L2, the equation of the bisectors of L1 and L2 is, in fact, R, because there are two bisectors, A1x plus B1y plus C1 by root over of A1 square plus B1 square is equal to plus or minus A2x plus B2y plus C2 by root over of A2 square plus B2
plus
square.
B2 square.
Plus will give you equation of, if you take the plus sign, you get the equation of one bisector. If you take the minus sign, you get the equation of the other bisector. Also, what you must remember is that in this case, C1 and C2 both have to be positive. C1 and C2 both have to be positive. Only then you can use this formula. Okay, so let us take an example and see how you can find out the equation of the bisectors. There's only one kind of question that can come from this part, and that is that, see, if even if I find out the equation of the bisectors, there are two bisectors. One bisects the acute angle between the lines. If you see these two lines, which one is the acute angle? This one is the acute angle, right? And which one is the bisector of the acute
Yes,
angle? This vertical line
yes.
is the bisector of
Horizontal.
the acute angle. The other is the bisector of the obtuse angle. So how will we check whether which bisector is the bisector of the acute angle? From the equation, definitely we cannot say which is the bisector of the acute angle, which is the bisector of the obtuse angle. Okay. So if you check, you consider the line L2, okay, and you consider the bisector B1, and you check what angle it makes. If this angle is less than 45 degree, then I can say that B1 is the bisector of the acute angle. Okay, if this angle is less than 45 degree, then we can say that B1 is the bisector of the acute angle. Okay, so remember this concept. We'll be using this concept to find out the equation of the acute angle. So this angle, this green one, this has to be less than 45 degree. Okay, and obviously this one, the other angle, this one will also be less than, this one will also be less than
45.
45 degree. So then I can say that B1 bisects the acute angle between the lines. So let us see. I'll do this with the help of an example here, and this is the only example that is important here. Here, this number 20. Here, find the equation of the bisector of the angle between the lines 12x plus 5y minus 4. So let us write it here. Say the line L1 is given to us as 12x plus 5y minus 4 is equal to 0. And the equation of the other line, say, is given here according to this question. The equation of the other line is 3x plus 4y plus 7. 3x plus 4y plus 7 equal to 0. These two are the equations given. We will find out the equation of the bisectors. So we'll write here first. The given equation of the lines are are 12x plus 5y minus 4 is equal to 0. Call this 1. And the equation of the other bisector line is 3x plus 4y plus 7. 7 equal to 0. Now clearly when I told you, give you the formula of bisectors, what did I tell you? That C1 and C2 have to be positive. If you see in 1, C1 is negative. What is C1 here? Minus 4. Okay. So what you do is, you write the equation of these lines such that C1 is positive. In the second case, this is already positive. So you don't need to do anything with this. Only we'll change the first equation. So you take everything to the right hand side. You will get minus 12x minus 5y plus 4 is equal to 0. Right? So we have made C1 positive. And the other one you write as it is, because C2 is positive here as it is. Okay. Now let us call this 1 and 2. Instead of calling this 1 and 2, let us call this 1 and 2. Okay. Now let us see what are the values of the coefficients. Here, what is A1? Minus 12. B1 is minus 5. C1 is minus 4. A2
Plus
is
4,
3.
sir.
Yes, plus 4. A2 is 3. B2 is 4.
83,
And
4,
C2
C2,
is plus 7.
7.
So therefore, the equation of the bisectors are equation of the bisectors of 1 and 2 are A1x plus B1y plus C1 by root over of A1 square plus B1 square is equal to plus or minus A2x plus B2y plus C2 by root over of A square plus B square. Now I simply put the values here. A1 is minus 12, x minus 5, y plus 4 by root over of minus 12 square plus minus 5 square.
13, sir. 13 will be.
Yes, is equal to plus or minus A2 x plus B2 y plus C2 by root over of 3 square plus 4 square. Okay, let's simplify this, then we'll take the positive and the negative signs. So minus 12x minus 5y plus 4. 12 square plus 5 square is minus 12 square is 144, minus 5 square is 25. So 144 plus 25 is 169, and the square root of 169 is 13 is equal to plus or minus 3x plus
Plus
4y
4y plus 7,
plus 7, and 3
5,
square
5.
plus 4 square root whole square root is 5, because 9 plus 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay. So what you do here is you take the positive sign. Taking positive sign, we get minus 12x minus 5y plus 4 divided by 13 is equal to 3x plus 4y plus 7 divided by 5. Now cross multiply, you get 12 into minus 12 into 5 minus 60x minus 25y plus 20 is equal to 39x plus 52y plus 91. So now if you simplify, you will get this as 39x plus 60x. Take everything to the right hand side, plus 52y plus 25y plus 91 minus 20 equal to 0. So this is 99x plus 77
77y
and 91,
plus
81, 71
71 plus
equal
71.
to 0.
Is equal
This is the bisector of one of the bisectors. Call it equation number 3. Okay. And now we take the negative sign to find out the bisector of the other angle. Taking negative sign, we get minus 12x minus 5y plus 4 by 13 is equal to minus 3x plus 4y plus 7 divided by 5. Minus 12x minus 5y plus 4 by 13 is equal to minus of all this means minus 3x minus 4y minus 7 divided by 5. Now you cross multiply. You get minus 60x minus 25y plus 20 is equal to minus 39x minus 52y minus 91. Okay. Now take everything to the right hand side. You get minus 39x plus 60x minus 52y plus
plus
25y
25y
minus 91 minus 20.
20 equals to 0.
That means
21x
this is 21x and
minus
27
27y
y
minus 111 11
111 is equal to 0. Now I think all this will cancel with 3. So you can write this as thrice 7x minus 9y minus
minus
and
37
So you get 7x minus 9y minus 37 is equal to 0. So this is the equation of the fourth bisector. We have found out the equation of the two bisectors. Okay. Now in this question, if you see, they have not only asked the equation of the bisectors, find the equation of the bisectors is there. Okay. And the second question is the one distinguish one which bisects the angle in which the origin lies. Okay. One which bisects the angle in which the origin lies. Okay, I think this one. Huh?
satisfy
Which one?
satisfy 0 0 in both the equation.
One which satisfies 0 0 in both the equations. What do you mean by
They
this
have to
actually? Choosing equations 2 and 4, we check the angle between them. We check the angle between them. Choosing equations 2 and 4, we check the angle between them. So coming back to the diagram, suppose this equation is 2 and one bisector we have chosen. Say this equation is equation number 4, and we see what angle it makes. So what is the formula for angle between two straight lines? Let us write the equation first.
Uh,
Equation 2 is
M1 minus M1 minus M2 by 1 plus M1 M2.
0 and 7x minus 9y minus 37. Yes. Theta is equal to tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. That is the
M2.
equation of, that is
Angle
the
between the
angle between, that will give you the tan of the angle between the two straight lines. Okay. So here let
yes,
us,
sir.
in order to find m1, let us, what is the slope of 2?
Slope will be 3 by 4.
Minus coefficient of
Minus 3
x
by 4.
by
Minus
coefficient
3
of
by
y.
4.
And slope of 4,
7 by 9.
say m2,
Minus 7
minus 7 by minus 9, which will give you simply 7 by 9.
by 9.
Okay, so therefore what
Yes,
is the
sir.
angle between the lines? Therefore tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, we are not, we'll simply work with the positive sign. Okay, because we are concerned with the acute angle. Okay, because even if you work with positive sign, definitely later on with the positive sign you will get two angles, right? One will be acute and the other will be obtuse. So let us only check with the positive signs. So m1, which is the greater of the fractions? 7 by 9, 3 by 4. This is m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. Hmm. No, you take the plus or minus sign. We'll choose a sign later accordingly. So this is plus or minus 3 by 4 minus 7 by 9 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. Okay, so this will give you plus or minus LCM 36, 9 minus 27 minus 28 divided by, again LCM in the denominator will give you 36 minus 21 divided by 36. 36 cancels here. So you get plus or minus 55. 27 plus 28 is 55. 55 divided by 36 minus 21 is 15. You can cancel with 5, 11, 3, which will give you plus or minus 11 by 3. Taking positive sign, we get tan theta
And theta equals to
equal to 11 by 3.
11 by
Okay, so tan theta is equal to 11 by 3 we get here. Okay, now 11 by 3 you see is greater than 1. That means tan theta
is
is
greater
greater than
than
1.
45 degrees.
That means tan theta is greater than tan
Greater
45.
than 45. Yes, sir.
That
Consider
means
45
theta
greater than
must be greater than
45 degree will
45
be
degree. That means if, see, now coming
obtuse.
back to the figure, if this angle is theta, then what should be this entire angle? 2 theta, right? This entire angle is 2 theta. So
2
therefore,
theta.
what do you see? 2 theta, what do you get the value of 2 theta? That means 2 theta is 90 degree. In fact, greater
Greater
than
than
90
90
degree.
degrees. Yes, sir.
2 theta is greater than 90 degree. That means
Obtuse angle.
theta is an obtuse angle.
Yes.
Not theta is an obtuse angle. Uh, we say that the angle between 2 and 4, angle
let's
between
say
2 and
2 and
4 is obtuse.
4. Got this.
Therefore, which one is the bisector of the acute angle? The other one obviously has to be the bisector of the acute angle. Therefore, 3 is the bisector of the
3 and 1.
3 is the bisector of the acute angle between 1 and 4, 1 and 2. And 4. Okay. So this is what is required here. Okay. In bisectors, only this problem if you do, it is more than sufficient. No other problem from bisectors is required from the exercise. And if you are doing serially, then you can go ahead and ask me if you are having any doubts. Now, before I proceed to circles, there are two problems that I would like to do from locus. Okay. Although for for your purpose, understanding of locus is not too important because you will not be doing parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Okay. But still, two problems would be sufficient before. But for circles, you will require a little idea of locus. See, look at number 6. Find the locus of a point which is equidistant from the points 1, 0 and minus 1, 0. Okay. So let's take the points 1, 0 and you have the point minus 1, 0. Okay. Remembering that the definition of locus is, what is the definition of locus? It is a path. What kind of path? It is a path that is traced by
Of
a
path.
moving point. It is path that is traced by a moving point satisfying certain geometrical conditions. And what is the mathematical definition of locus? It is nothing but a relation between the x and the y coordinates. So you have to find the locus of, say, this point P. Say I take alpha beta such that it is equidistant from these 2 points. Okay. These two are always equal. So I say let P alpha beta. What is my idea here? Now my idea here is to find a relation between alpha and beta. So let P alpha beta be any point on the locus.
So by distance formula we can do it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Suppose this is your point A, this is your point B. But P alpha beta, we
Yes.
assume that P alpha beta is any point on the locus. Therefore, what is the distance PA? PA is square root of
Alpha minus
alpha
square
minus
root of
1
alpha
square
minus 1 whole square
plus
plus
beta
beta
minus 0
minus
square,
0.
which is equal to root over of alpha minus 1
Alpha
whole square
minus
plus beta square. Okay.
next
Therefore,
alpha
what is
alpha plus 1.
plus 1? Is it
Oh
minus
sorry.
1? No, A. This is okay.
No.
PB is square root
PA is
of
adding. I thought PB
alpha
alpha
plus 1
plus
square
1
plus beta
plus
minus 0
beta minus 0 whole
square.
square is
Root
equal
over
to
of alpha plus 1 square plus beta square. So what is the geometrical condition here? That this point moves such that it is always equidistant from the 2 points A and B. So PA must be equal to PB.
PB. Yes. Root cancel.
Alpha minus 1 square plus beta
Plus
square is
beta
equal to
square
root over of alpha plus
alpha
1 square
plus 1
plus beta square. That means squaring both sides, you get alpha minus 1
sides
whole square plus
plus
beta
beta
square
square
is equal to alpha plus
alpha
1
plus
square
1 plus beta square
plus beta square. Now you expand,
alpha
or you can change it to current coordinates
alpha
and then expand, or you expand here only, simplify here only. You can change to current coordinates also and then simplify, no problem. It's the same. Alpha square minus 2 alpha plus 1
alpha
plus
plus
beta
1
square
plus beta
is equal
square
to alpha square
is alpha square plus
plus 2
2
alpha
alpha
plus 1
plus
plus
1
beta
plus
square.
beta
So what happens? Beta
beta
square
square
cancel.
cancel.
Alpha square cancel. So what is it ultimately that
1
you are
1 also
getting?
cancels.
1
1
1
1 also cancels.
also cancels. So you're getting what? 4 alpha is equal to 0.
Minus 4 alpha.
That means alpha
Yes,
is
4
equal to
alpha
0.
equals to-
That means changing to current coordinates, what do you get? Changing to
changing
current coordinates.
current for
The required equation of the locus is alpha becomes x is equal to 0. So this is the required equation of the locus, which is the equation of what? The y-axis, right? So the point moves on the y-axis. Understood?
yes, sir.
So that is what. And there's one more which I would like to do.
This chapter is locus. Which
Yes,
we are
this
doing.
chapter is locus. Number 15. This is what I want to do. For your commerce standard, I think nowadays they don't give much problem from locus, because locus is generally a science topic, and since your papers are same, so they usually avoid giving problem from locus. Number 15, I said a is a point -1 0 and b is a point 1 1. Find a point on the line 4x plus 5y is equal to 4, which is equidistant from a and b. Okay, so you have a straight line here,
So this is this actually
and you have a point a here,
-1 0
-1 0, and say another
1
point
1
here, say b, equidistant from
1
a
1.
and b. Okay, fine. So let's take a point b here, 1 1, and p is a point on this line.
Equation is
The only
4x plus 5
a
5
little difference here is that p lies on this line, and what is the equation of the line given?
yes
4x
4x
plus
plus
5y
plus 5
is equal to 4.
equals to 4
Okay, so I start by saying let p alpha beta be any point on the locus.
on the line, given line.
On the locus. Okay, so therefore, since p alpha beta lies on the line,
It will satisfy the equation.
yes, lies on the line, 4x plus 5y is equal to 4. Therefore, 4 alpha plus 5 beta
Or
must be equal
beta
to 4.
equals to
Call
4.
this 1.
Distance. Yes.
And it also another the condition here is that PA must be equal to PB.
PB.
Okay. So this time let us write
Distance of
directly.
P.
Let us write directly PA
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
according to the
Equals to
problem.
PB.
PA is equal to PB. So without that means PA square must be equal to PB square. Okay. And PA square is, what are the coordinates here? Alpha plus
So
1
why are
whole
we
square.
writing PA square?
Because I don't want to write the radical, that's why. Plus beta square is equal. See, in the earlier example, what I did, I wrote, I erased it. But anyway, in the earlier example, what did I do? I wrote PA is equal to PB. Okay. Then I took radical on both sides, and then I squared. Right.
Yes.
So here I am
Yes,
squaring
yes.
here only. Okay. That is why.
Oh, yes, yes.
So this one here is
Alpha -1,
alpha minus 1
beta
whole
minus
square.
whole square plus beta -1 whole square.
Okay. So now you expand this.
Alpha square plus 2 alpha plus 1 plus beta square.
Alpha
Because
square
alpha
minus 2
square
alpha
minus 2 alpha
plus
plus
1
1 plus beta square
minus 2 beta
minus
plus
12
1.
beta plus 1.
So alpha square
Cancel.
cancel here. Beta square and beta
1
square
1
cancel here.
1 1 cancel.
So you get 2 alpha plus 2 alpha, which is 4 alpha. 1 1 also goes. Right.
Yes.
So you
4
get 4
alpha.
alpha
And beta is also equals to minus
and
2 beta.
plus 2 beta.
Yes, sir. Plus 2 beta equals to 0. Equals to 1.
Minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay.
Yes, sir. Well,
Now
just
see
much
this
less zero.
is the locus, but the restriction here is that it must lie on this line also, right?
Yes.
So what you do is you find out the value of alpha or beta from this from 1 and put it in 2. Okay. So you have from 1 alpha is equal to 4 minus 5 beta by 4. Putting in 2, we get 4 minus 5 beta by 4 plus 2 beta minus 1 is equal to 0. That means 16 minus 20 beta
16 minus
or not,
20
no, in fact
beta.
you cancel here
Yes.
4 and 4.
And
So you get 4
4 minus 3 beta.
5 beta plus 2 beta minus 1 is equal to 0. That means you get
Minus 3 beta
minus 3
equal to
beta
minus
plus 3 is
1,
equal to
sir.
0. That means you get beta
Beta
is equal
equals
to
to
1.
1.
Changing to current
Yes.
coordinates, changing to current coordinates from changing to current coordinates, you get y is equal to 1. Okay. Now what you do is you have got y is equal to 1. You put it in equation number 1 or equation number 2. Or since you have got beta is equal to 1, you put beta is equal to 1 in equation number 1 or 2. So putting beta is equal to 1 in 2.
Alpha will be minus 1 by 4.
We get 4 alpha plus twice beta minus 1 is equal to 0. That means you get 4 alpha plus 1.
Minus 1 by 4.
You get alpha is equal to minus 1 by 4. So therefore,
Okay.
changing to current coordinates,
X equals to minus 1 by 4.
we get x is equal to minus 1 by 4.
1 by
So
4.
you are getting particular values of x and y. So what is the locus?
Y.
Locus is
Minus,
locus of p
minus 1 by 4.
is a point. Locus of p is a point.
Yes,
Locus of
minus 1 by
p
4.
is the point. Minus 1 by 4, 1.
Comma 1.
Now you might say that how can locus be a point? Because locus is a path. Path can also be a point. A point can be stationary at one particular point, not moving. So a point is also a locus. So that is an example that I wanted you to see, that the locus can also be a point. But most generally, the locus is defined as a path. Okay. But if the path can be a point, a single point, no problem. Okay. So that is what I wanted you to see. Now I give you a small introduction of circles. Now what is a circle? Circle is the locus of a point. This is the actual definition of circle, not the one that you did in class 10 or class 9, whatever. The locus of a point which moves. I have not put up the textbook yet on the in this thing. Okay, textbook I'll put later. Just small introduction I'm giving you. The locus of a point which moves such that
Such, the distance between the
it is
moving point and the
that it
fixed
is
point
always
remains
equidistant from, that it is always equidistant from a fixed point.
The fixed point is called center.
The fixed point is called center,
The distance between fixed point and moving point is called radius.
and the constant distance is called radius. Let us say this is our circle. Let us say this is a, a circle here. Okay, and circle is a path. So uh, a point is moving on this path, around this path. Okay, so at every point, if I take the center of the circle here, say C, this locus is such that what is the condition, a geometrical condition here, that CP must always be equal to constant. That this distance must always be equal to constant. That is CP, if we take the radius of this as R, then CP will always be R. Whether you take the point here or you take the point here, it will remain R. If the point moves from here to here, still the distance remains R. If the point moves from here to another point here, still
Still
the
the distance
distance
remains
remains
r.
R. So this geometrical condition that the distance is constant from a fixed point, this is actual the definition. This actually gives you the, will give you, when I will show you in the next class, that this will actually give you the locus of this point P, and that will, the locus of this point P will give us our standard equation of a circle. Okay, this when we use the definition of locus, that P always remains at a constant distance from a fixed point, then we get the equation, standard equation of a circle. Okay, so this geometrical condition we apply in case of circles, that it is the locus of point which always remains at a constant distance from a fixed point. The fixed point is called the center and the constant distance is called the radius. We will use the exact definition of this to derive the equation of the, to derive the standard equation of a circle. Okay, in the next class. So I will continue with circles tomorrow. Not tomorrow, day after, Saturday.
The